I want to welcome you to Management 500 Cryptocurrency and Blockchain. I'm going to be your instructor for this class. My name is Dr. David Bugay, and I want to share a little bit, first of all, my background and to where I'm coming from and my teaching style and so on. So we'll talk about that, then we'll talk about details, and then we'll do a whole series of things that we call pod classes. Not a podcast, but pod classes that'll actually carry us all the way through from the beginning of this course all the way to the very end. With that, my background, I'm really trained to be a financial analyst, and I was a chief business officer in multiple organizations, and I've had budgets from $52 million to $811 million. I've handled the legal affairs of 2 college districts. I have a slight background in the private sector as well. I've been a chief human resource officer for almost 20 years. I've had a big focus on negotiations and especially conflict resolution. And I want to commend you. I really think that a community college is a great launching point. It was for me. And I have a whole career pathway with a lot of it focused on academia. But the truth is that as a launching point, a couple of things, you made a wise choice financially. Okay, it's not as expensive as university. You have a smaller class size by far than you'll have in the university setting. And it really is just down the street, and your taxpayer dollars help support us. So that all plays a big role in the aspect of your decision-making, and I want to commend you for that. In my background, my academic background, I have an Associate of Arts in Liberal Arts from Macomb Community College in Michigan, a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from Wayne State University in Michigan as well, an MBA from Oakland University, and then a PhD in Organizational Behavior from a place called the Union Institute and University. I've been a retail store manager. I've been a principal of a K-12 school, really a general manager at Kramer Homes Housing Cooperative, facilities manager at Fitzgerald Public Schools, director of campus services. I have a varied background, and eventually I became director of operations at Oakland Community College. When I was chief business officer at Auburn Hills campus of Oakland Community College, the vice chancellor brought me in the office, is let's go ahead, let's do a reorganization. So literally we pulled out all the textbooks we used going to college for both of our schools, and we laid out how to reorganize things, and we eliminated the chief business officer position from all 5 colleges. And miraculously, we created 2 more. And one of them was for me. Isn't that incredible? So I eliminated my old job. I created another one. And of course, I paid myself more money. So it worked out really good. So I became director of operations for all 5 colleges. Then from there, I made the jump to human resources. And my very first job in human resources was here in California at a place called College of the Desert. And I was the first vice president of human resources. From there, I shifted my career over to South Orange County Community College District, which is Irvine Valley College and Saddleback College. And I was there, and I finally got approval for the board to shift over to become a professor of business for Irvine Valley College, which is where my background comes from. You know, just for fun, I've written some books as well. Probably my most significant book is called Backboneology: Tough Decisions at Work. And of course, it's about making tough decisions and how to go about doing that. I also wrote a couple of poem books, Naked Turtle Dances, Zombie Dearest, Poems for Young Zombies, Vietnamese American Pride. I wrote my first musical comedy as well called Zombie Dearest, which premiered here at Irvine Valley College. And I have a couple more in the pipe coming down. We'll see what happens with those. And I also have some more screenplays and stage plays. This class really has its origins in the aspect of some of the other classes I have. I actually listen to my students, and you'd be surprised how much a college professor, when they actually pay attention to what's going on in the classroom, they listen and we learn things from the students. So I have a project called the Futures Project, where I have my students go and project 30 years into the future as to what they think the world that they're going to be creating is going to be like 30 years from now. It was incredible how many of them found interest in the commonality of cryptocurrency. So I focused on that, and I thought, okay, so I dived into the topic. I went over to MIT for a summer program, and I studied really there. One of the 2 instructors of that course, one was Gary Gensler, and you probably have seen him if you're watching any of the financial news. Gary Gensler became the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission. I learned an awful lot about cryptocurrency and a lot of the financial institutions. but I also learned about somebody who really is involved in trying to highly regulate just about everything he touches. In a typical year, the Securities and Exchange Commission might make 4 rules that apply to the financial markets, maybe 6 on a good year. In his first year, Gary Gensler, as the SEC chairman, made 26 different rules. So he is highly regulated, highly orientated to having the government control things, which really is the anti-theme. It's an awful lot of things that I personally believe in or think is best for the financial markets, except maybe cryptocurrency needs it. It's almost like the Wild West. Whatever goes happens, and people ride off into the sunset carrying bags of gold under saddlebags and so on after having set and pillaged the market of cryptocurrency. It's not quite that bad, but there have been an awful lot of strange things happening. So it's possible that maybe he's the right person at the right time, although he loves a regulation. He never met a rule he didn't fall in love with. Some of the other aspects of this are, when listening to the students, we decided to actually go through, look at cryptocurrency, investments. To be frank with you, I've gone through, I have 4 different degrees, and yet with those 4 different degrees, I've never once could take a class on investments. So we have a class on investments and also cybersecurity. We actually put them into a certificate. It's called Certificate for Cryptocurrency, Digital Transactions, and Cyber Defense. 100 is this class here, cryptocurrency and blockchain. 501 is digital investments, and then 502, actually it's a SIM class, a computer information management, in a joint management class. It's the cyber defense essentials. Now, what they're projecting is that in the near future, that really cyber crime will be larger than all of the illegal drug transactions on planet Earth within the next 2 years. So it's incredible as to how big this is. The aspect of getting an email from some strange foreign country saying you have an aunt or uncle that left you a couple $1 million, that's cute. But now everything is spam. You have to be careful. There are at least 3 countries that actually have active military engagement where they actually go through and try to hack into other countries' investments or dams or electric power grids. That's a reality that we have in the world today. And by the way, as a byline, they may decide to invade your bank account. So cyber defense essentials is a big deal for all of us being cautious in that world. This particular class, all 3 of those classes, including this one, are non-credit. They're focused for practical, hands-on application. The average person can take these classes. You don't have to have a business background or even have a business degree to sit down and take these classes. We try to make them available for everybody. If you're a futurist and you decide to go out there searching what's going to happen in the future, you'll see a massive number of conferences and programs on cryptocurrency, even though we just had a huge hit in cryptocurrency markets. Just 2 years ago, we had a $3 trillion cryptocurrency market. And in 1 year, we went from $3 trillion down to $1 trillion of overall market value. So with that, cryptocurrency has become a focus for everyone from investors to governments regulated, and even charlatans and criminals take their dabbling on cryptocurrency. So it is the Wild West. The Wild West, though, is being tamed maybe by Marshall, Gary Gensler, for all I know, but the reality is there's a lot of different things out there. And the purpose of this course is to give you a modicum of some knowledge to go through and take a look and see what is available and possible for you in the near future. So cryptocurrency, if you need to get a hold of me, the best way to always do that is really looking on my email address. Here it is over here. I have online office hours for you as well. So if you need to contact me, feel free to do so. You'll be seeing more of this at the aspect of, we call this a pod class, not a podcast, but a pod class. And you'll be getting these announcements, and I'll talk about that in the very next session. In the meantime, take care. I'll see you shortly.